1. Which adult learning principle is most important when designing NEDP tasks that simulate real-life situations? A. Memorization of academic theories only. B. Contextualized problem-based learning experiences. C. Extended lecture sessions with minimal interaction. D. Standardized test-style drills exclusively. 2. In curriculum development for the NEDP, the first step should be A. Writing the scoring rubrics. B. Conducting a needs assessment of adult learners. C. Selecting technology platforms. D. Scheduling learner assessments. 3. Which evaluation method best measures a candidate's ability to integrate reading, writing, and problem-solving skills in NEDP tasks? A. Multiple choice exam only. B. Authentic performance-based assessment. C. Oral interview only. D. End of module knowledge check. 4. When giving feedback on a candidate's portfolio entry, the most effective approach is to A. Provide constructive, specific, and actionable feedback. B. Offer only general praise. C. Mark as incomplete with no explanation. D. Delay feedback until the final evaluation. 5. NEDP assessors must comply with which key regulatory requirement? A. Maintaining confidentiality of candidate records. E. Sharing results with unauthorized parties. C. Modifying tasks to make them easier for faster completion. D. Skipping verification steps to save time. 6. Which of the following is an example of formative assessment in the NEDP? A. Initial goal-setting session with the candidate. B. Final verification of competency completion. C. Program exit survey. D. External certification examination. 7. A mentor is guiding a candidate who struggles with self-paced work. The most effective strategy is A. Break tasks into smaller steps and establish check-ins. B. Allow the candidate to fall behind to encourage independence. C. Provide the correct answers to speed progress. D. Skip difficult tasks until the end. 8. Which principle of adult learning is addressed when NEDP tasks allow candidates to demonstrate skills in workplace scenarios? A. Behaviorism. B. Andragogy, relevance and application of learning. C. Cognitive overload. D. Conditioning. 9. When assessing writing tasks, which criterion best aligns with NEDP competency standards? A. Creativity and personal expression only. B. Accuracy, clarity, and demonstration of skill standards. C. Word count alone. D. Personal style preferences of the assessor. 10. What is a critical communication skill for NEDP advisors when discussing candidate progress? A. Using clear, respectful, and encouraging language. B. Using complex jargon to show expertise. C. Avoiding feedback to prevent discouragement. D. Speaking only at the end of the program. 11. Which metric best measures the long-term effectiveness of an NEDP program? A. Number of participants enrolled. B. Rate of credential attainment in post-program outcomes. C. Length of time per task. D. Number of staff involved in assessment. 12. When reviewing a candidate's math competency, an assessor should A. Focus only on correct answers without process review. B. Evaluate both accuracy and reasoning process. C. Accept approximate answers without explanation. D. Grade based on speed of completion. 13. Which adult learning strategy encourages intrinsic motivation in NEDP candidates? A. Connecting tasks to personal and career goals. B. Relying solely on external rewards. C. Penalizing errors harshly. D. Offering unrelated exercises. 14. In a candidate evaluation meeting, which practice ensures fairness? A. Using a standardized rubric for every candidate. B. Using subjective judgment without documentation. C. Giving extra credit to candidates the assessor knows personally. D. Changing standards mid-program. 15. What is the primary role of the NEDP advisor? A. Provide direct instruction for every task. B. Facilitate learning and guide candidates through the process. C. Create new tasks outside of the approved framework. D. Grade candidates based on participation alone. 16. If a candidate fails to meet a competency after several attempts, the advisor should A. Offer targeted support and resources for improvement. B. Dismiss the candidate from the program. C. Pass the candidate to maintain completion rates. D. Ignore the issue and move forward. 17. Which mentoring technique helps develop a candidate's problem-solving skills? A. Asking open-ended questions and encouraging reflection. B. Providing immediate answers for all problems. C. Avoiding challenging questions. D. Relying on rote memorization exercises. 18. Which of the following would violate NEDP confidentiality requirements? A. Sharing candidate performance data with authorized program staff. B. Discussing a candidate's progress with unauthorized persons. C. Storing candidate records securely. D. Using anonymized data for reporting. 19. Which evaluation approach provides the most authentic measure of NEDP skills? A. Multiple choice exams on academic theory. B. Real-world performance tasks and portfolio review. C. Timed standardized testing. D. Oral quiz with yes-no answers. 20. Advisor should document candidate progress primarily to A. Maintain compliance and provide evidence of achievement. B. Replace candidate responsibility for learning. C. Meet program quotas regardless of actual progress. D. Avoid having conversations with candidates. 21. Which feature of NEDP supports adult learners' need for flexibility? A. Competency-based, self-paced design. B. Strictly timed, daily classroom sessions. C. Mandatory group lectures. D. Rigid, one-size-fits-all instruction. 22. Which communication strategy promotes trust between advisor and candidate? A. Maintaining confidentiality and respectful dialogue. B. Using intimidating language to enforce compliance. C. Avoiding all discussion until the program ends. D. Sharing candidate results with peers. 23. Which assessment principle ensures that NEDP competencies measure what they are intended to measure? A. Reliability. B. Validity. C. Norm referencing. D. Randomization. 24. When a candidate demonstrates mastery of a competency, the advisor should A. Document and verify achievement before moving on. B. Require the candidate to repeat the task unnecessarily. C. Delay recognition until the final review. D. Ignore the result and proceed. 25. What is the best way to address a candidate's anxiety about completing NEDP tasks? A. Use motivational interviewing and provide supportive resources. B. Tell the candidate to ignore their anxiety. C. Increase task difficulty to toughen them up. D. Reduce program requirements without justification. 26. Which adult learning principle is emphasized by giving candidates control over the pace of task completion? A. Self-directed learning. B. Behavior reinforcement. C. Passive learning. D. Instructor-centered pedagogy. 27. A candidate submits incomplete work. The advisor's best course of action is to A. Provide feedback on missing elements and request revision. B. Accept the work as is to keep moving. C. Penalize the candidate without explanation. D. Ignore and move to another competency. 28. Which mentoring approach fosters critical thinking about real-world issues? A. Discussing case studies relevant to candidate goals. B. Providing rote drills without context. C. Avoiding discussion of complex issues. D. Offering yes-no questions only. 29. Which program practice demonstrates regulatory compliance in NEDP administration? A. Maintaining accurate, secure candidate records. B. Allowing assessors to change competencies at will. C. Disregarding state reporting requirements. D. Skipping verification steps for speed. 30. Which key skill is being evaluated when candidates analyze community resources and summarize findings? A. Basic computation. B. Information literacy and civic awareness. C. Memorization skills. D. Abstract reasoning. 31. Which evaluation method best tracks candidate growth over time? A. Pre- and post-assessment comparison. One-time end-of-program test. C. Peer feedback session only. D. Random task sampling without record. 32. Which action supports continuous improvement of NEDP curriculum? A. Reviewing assessment data and updating tasks as needed. B. Using the same tasks indefinitely without review. C. Ignoring candidate feedback. D. Avoiding staff training.